have it figured out.
It's just preparing here.
Nice.
It wasn't letting us get to this state first. So, Paul, what we also might do just for a couple of minutes is kind of let some people gather.
You gotta let them gather.
Yeah.
You gotta stir them up. You gotta stir them up. Hurt them.
First. So,
Of course, it records that.
Paul, what we also might do just for a couple of minutes is kind of let some people gather.
You gotta let them gather.
Yeah.
You gotta stir them up. You gotta stir them up. Hurt them.
So the problem is,
Nope. Now I can keep it going because that is live.
so can we hear Paul now though?
I just muted the video on YouTube now.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's why I was saying like
Gotcha.
it should still work. What I need though here,
We're still learning this.
yeah, especially on Zoom, this thing's been kind of interesting.
It doesn't show at all.
Only shows that the camera's pointing.
Yeah. Why is
You guys
it?
seem polished.
What's up?
I'm trying to.
Oh, I thought it was frozen. You're frozen.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
Are you trying to bring up the YouTube?
Well, you might have to do it on yours, but I'm just trying to make sure. Why isn't Paul? Paul, you're still with us, right? Paul?
Did we lose him?
I don't know.
I don't know where we're at with this. Where's the hold? My Lanta. There's no way to practice this either.
I know. Hey guys, yeah, sorry, we're trying to use Zoom and go live. So this has kind of been a learning process.
Back to meeting.
Wait, oh yeah, go back to meeting. There we go. All right, Paul, you still there?
Super glitched.
Yeah, he's super glitched.
One of us is.
Oh wait, there's some movement. You there?
The
Oh, yeah, Oh,
well, so on Zoom when you talk, usually it reverts to you, and then it'll bring you up. And I think they're going to see that, but I don't. So I'll bring it up.
there's two participants. Yeah, so we're still okay on our end. I just won't be able to see it on YouTube like I normally have been.
That's fine. We have phones and
Yeah. Yeah, there really is no way to practice this, which stinks.
yeah, my internet is trash really too.
I'm still connected to my phone. Oh yeah, he left.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, guys, trying to figure this out. Sorry, it's a little
I can't even bring up the video on YouTube, dude.
no.
Yeah, this is the old one. Videos. Oh, your channel.
No, this one's current because
Yeah, we
I see
switched.
a computer. Yes, Matt, I do need help. I need a lot of help. Yeah, Matt, if you follow me on Instagram, please do, and then DM me so that I can talk to you about that if we have any issues going forward. Does he need another invite?
That would mean starting over and over again. You should be able to dial back in.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, do I need to send you the message again? Is what I meant.
No, I have it.
Okay.
He has a link too.
Yeah. Matt, if you follow me on Instagram, please do, and then DM me so that I can talk to you about that if we have issues going forward. That's what I'm saying. The other thing is, though, if he's driving out in the boonies, he might lose signal too.
It probably will happen now.
Yeah, Paul's driving out and about, so that also might be something that you might lose signal. Okay, Matt, I got your follow there, sir.
Hey, Palmer. We're good. We're trying to get Paul in here. It's been fun learning process.
Yeah. By the way, does it look any different on your guys' end on YouTube? Because I'm actually using my camera and we've got that streaming to do this, not like a GoPro or a phone.
Mm-hmm.
So that also might be
Or mute it.
okay, Matt. Yeah, we kind of feel bad because we tried to do like a little test to go live probably around like 5:30, 5:40, which is probably what you guys saw at first. It wasn't letting us do it like unlisted or private, so we had to like do it as an actual live. So it probably tricked a lot of you guys. Were like, "Ah, crap, he's live. It's way early." So that was on accident. Cool. Palmer says it looks way better.
Good.
It's better but worse in a way. Well, I don't know what to do there, Matt.
It's probably internet related. So.
Yeah, that also doesn't help that the Wi-Fi, it's really hard to get to the shop. So a lot of the times I have to use my phone hotspot. So I've had to do it for the last couple of lives actually for us to be able to do anything. So I hope, fingers crossed, that it works. But yeah, Matt, after this, let's talk about it. Technically, it's hard. Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate that. Also, what's up? Cool. Yeah, if you help streamers, man, that's perfect. There's Alex. There's my brother Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah. Any help would be greatly appreciated, Matt. Did you text him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, which he's driving, so he's probably not going to.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Appreciate it, Matt.
Well, what are you guys up to?
So Palmer asked, "How's the repo coming?"
How's the repo coming?
Has effort shifted to Pikes Peak stuff?
I didn't shift. I'm still trying to get this S2000 out of here, which, yeah, I guess when I'm not welding and working on Pikes Peak stuff. So it's been a lot to get together. Yeah, and other things. I've been working with the Buckley Village for almost 2 years buying industrially zoned property. So it
Oh, my bad.
finally kind of got that sorted out. So finally was able to line up property for a bigger shop, finally. But now we have Rona and materials are insanely expensive. So still going to try to start building in the spring. We'll see how it goes.
I'm trying to.
Bad AE response. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get the link so I can send it to you so you can.
Oh, the YouTube link?
Yeah. Being a pain in the butt.
Yeah. This one's fighting us today, fellas.
Yeah, it is.
What else? 8 people. So I don't know if we're going to get Paul back.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey guys, we're gonna do a podcast kind of live with the Stig. And by the way, he's not coming.
No, he was here. He just had to leave.
Yeah.
Is it working? I can pull it off. I got 2 phones going. So
It's like not.
probably doesn't show. It shows the other one that we did earlier today.
Yeah, like normally I can kind of click on the dots up top and.
Palmer, meaning the Supercar Systems project. Yeah, so we're waiting on gearbox from Albans before the car actually can go together. They had some lockdowns with Rona. they're apparently back to work, and Rona is pretty much gone in Australia. So we have an engine ready for us to go pick up, but without a gearbox, it's worthless. And then otherwise, yeah, I'm just trying to finish up other work in the shop before I can devote time to race car. I've got the S2000 I'm trying to get out of here tomorrow. And then, yeah, it's going to be carbon work until the gearbox gets here. And then when the gearbox gets here, we're going to start bolting things together. So definitely not stalled, just waiting on other people and myself, waiting on projects. So, but we'll make it. We're lined up pretty good on time frame, and it's a good, it's a proven project, so it's good. What'd you shoot? Is Hurricane your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, what would you shoot,
He
Alex?
picked up a new pistol.
Oh,
Yeah, we got to get you going.
I guess it's coming from your computer now, is what he's saying.
Is your computer trying to make things live? No, I mean it shouldn't. I think the other problem is we're technically doing this through Zoom because we wanted to talk to Paul, when the previous times we've just either done it straight from his phone or from a GoPro. So I'm wondering if that's probably causing some of the issues. So yeah, I'm wondering if that's causing the problem.
Might be.
Yeah.
Well, they'll should be able to see both of us either way.
Yeah.
Palmer, so Supercar System, they're very much still active. They hit a point where their tooling is complete and they're now beta testing things, which is why we're involved. We're going to be getting a complete turbo system for the Altimas the one Altima, the Altima RS, that we're going to try to run to the speed record. And their engine program is sorted. They did go design gearboxes, and that's not an easy task. So I believe they pretty much spent the last couple of years getting that sorted. They're test ready. We're going to use those in the Ultimates as well. So.
Well,
No, don't do that. Hey, RJ. Yeah, we're supposed to have the steak here, but problems. So, how's that to me?
yeah, I'm gonna send it to you to send it to me.
Smith Family TV. That's funny. Yeah, Palmer, their box is way too wide for our tunnels, and I'd love to run it because it's rated. I know what they fail at, and they're a lot higher than what other companies rate their stuff at. But yeah, it's not going to fit, and I don't want to redesign the whole car. So.
Oh, it's RJ from RPS.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I like the username. That's awesome. It's like.
Well, hello, sir.
Hey, I know that one. I know that fella.
I was about to say Rex 50. Bryce, what's up?
If Paul calls in again, it should pop up.
Yeah, it'll pop up
Okay.
right over here.
We'll just keep an eye on it. So, let's see. We're supposed to get like 15 inches of snow Saturday. Well, who knows what. Palmer, I cannot, but I will say it's well north of 1,500 foot-pounds. Yeah, and the Zenviate dudes want to try to retro one, RPS guys, and into Zenviate. So it'd be a transaxle in the back instead of a standard tunnel mounted transmission. So, yeah. Nice. I like it.
Messaging Matt.
Which Matt?
Is it Matt? Is it Kennedy? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't want to mispronounce your name, man.
Matt C.
Because my stuff gets butchered all the time.
I don't even know if I know this your last name. Here, Santi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way that it's spelled, it's looks a little different.
Yeah. Loveland's pretty easy, thankfully. Yeah, I've never had anybody butcher my name, so it's good. But let's see, what other fun?
You tell them about the shop stuff.
Yeah, shop stuff. Going on an impromptu trip to Florida. So I don't know if we're going to do next week's live unless I can figure out how to do it down there. So candy with a can. Nice.
Which also, we might have, because you're finishing the cage this weekend or Friday?
Tomorrow. And,
Okay.
and tonight. I'm going to be working late tonight yet.
So he'll get GoPro footage and then I can release that video sometime probably like Monday. But that's probably going to be the only content that we have until he gets back.
Unless I do stuff in Florida, which
Unless he does stuff in Florida.
I don't want to do anything in Florida. I'm going to Florida. Everything's open, can chill, I'm basically just gonna be on the beach though.
Oh, Kev, what's up, Kev?
Hey, Kev.
How do we like Cars and Coffee? I thought it was cool. It was cool to have one in December. And that was one you haven't been there in a while.
I've never been to one. That was my first Cars and Coffee. So
We've got some plans for the next ones or the ones next year.
we'll bring out the NB and the NBC.
And BC. That's the goal. That's the objective. So
Yep.
that'd be a super cool video.
Even cooler to drive them both. BC is street legal. Well, street legal. It is plated, so we can actually drive that. But the NBA, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So
RJ, take Mitch with you. Florida would be fun. I'm not a beach guy. That's my thing. I'd probably go venture off and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Like Florida's cool. Like I've got family down there and definitely have explored, but I can't do beaches all day, which is why it's crazy because like up here, everyone's like, well, don't you go to the beach? I'm like, no.
yeah, I've gone to the beach half a dozen times this year. So Lorenzo, that's here in Tuzzy. That's the last name.
Yeah, that's an Italian last name as well.
NBA Zuda 60 time. It's under 3 seconds. It's fast. I don't know. Paul can attest to how well it hooks up. So
I think, the bread and butter for like that as well is it's going to be like your 60 to 120 times.
30, yeah. So, whenever we get the car done, we'll take it out to Hoonigan.
Yeah, I was about to say, he sent me that email a couple of days ago because he mentioned it before. He was like, yeah, man, we have open invites and stuff. And then he sent me an email. I was like, what?
So, whenever we get it done, we'll take it out to California and see what we can race with it. It'll at least get a buildology.
Yeah, you said a buildology series and then
drag race something.
Yeah, drag race.
So, should be fun. Messages.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll keep working on this stuff and maybe we'll try to do this again someday.
I was about to say Matt's he's down in Cadillac, so he's not far.
Yeah, he stopped by one day. I remember him.
I was about to say
spring, I think.
We'll have to have you come up, yeah. I mean, the objective is hopefully, once things kind of keep moving forward, we can have like our own little designated room, kind of have it more as a podcasty setup.
Yep.
So that we can be a little bit more prepared and kind of know what we're doing, i.e. me. So, but that's definitely on the objective.
Mm-hmm. That'll be part of the new shop. So it's going to be office, and then we'll have another room for video things. So whether it's editing or podcast stuff. So,
Alex, I donate my Honda for the drag race cause.
Nice. Let's see. Race NV and Super Unlimited at Grid Life. Yes, since that was the first real time I drove the car with Aero and stuff at the Grid Life. So that's where that'll run. Probably won't do any before Pikes Peak. It just depends on timing and everything. After Pikes Peak, I'd like to do a few. So, Matt, the new hires, I do have a new guy starting after the 18th. He came in and laid down some beads, and The interview lasted about 3 minutes. So he was hired. He did well. So he's going to be my welder. I did interview Connor for an intern position, so I'm going to start him when I get back in Florida. And I might take on one more. We'll see what the room looks like, but they're not all 9 to 5, so we can kind of juggle schedules, so that way we're not tripping over each other. So maybe we'll fit you in there. But what other shenanigans? What are you working on, Mitchell?
What am I working on?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to do, like with you, is we've talked about it before. Like, I really want to set up a Teespring store. I want to start doing like merchandising stuff, because I think it'd be really cool to have a lot of stuff out there. I mean, he literally has like 4 of these left, and we want to do. I think it was Cletus, who we normally always get, talked about not just NBIT stuff, but like Affinity Aero in general.
Yeah.
I know a couple people were talking about like, look at Donut Media, like look at Hoonigan and stuff with what they're doing. I mean, that's an objective. I know I'm going to be saying that a lot, but like, yeah, we want to do stuff like that. I don't have a huge graphic design background, so it's just trying to find, how can we create designs or the people that we may know that we can, hopefully they can help us, because I don't know about you, but my budget is slim to none, and slim walked out the door a long time ago. And your budget's allocated to the NBA. So
Building things.
yeah. So, I mean, slowly and surely things are getting worked on, because there's a lot of things that I want to really utilize for Cody and the channel. So yeah, that's probably one of my biggest priorities right now, is just trying to figure stuff like that out. Again, always trying to improve the video quality, trying to learn new things, learn new editing ideas, or whatever it can be, actual camera movements, things like that. So that's probably my biggest thing that I'm working on, and obviously trying to be here for you.
The real estate stuff. Right on.
Real estate stuff's going. We are helping another agent kind of basically manage his whole social media month to month.
Sweet.
So that'll be a lot more clientele, a lot more video stuff, a lot more social media stuff, which is kind of more around, like, more of the route that we are trying to go.
Yeah.
It's like actual social media marketing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been going.
Oh, so Paul just checked in. He's out of cell phone coverage. So that was him. It wasn't us. So we did it right. Just we caught Paul always on the road. So that's that.
Matt was saying, so there's the thing for like streaming.
Yeah.
It's called OBS, which is like a software to help out. That will definitely help us in the future. So we'll definitely get that set up for more, more future stuff.
Well, this is going to be a work in progress, and let's try to get things rolling better, more smoothly.
Oh, but a fun fact, it was some of you guys were talking about TikTok last week or 2 weeks ago. So I posted.
Gosh darn it!
I posted a little TikTok, and it was funny because someone commented on the video, because it was about the RPS carbon brakes.
I was gonna go grab one actually.
And someone was like, "Hey, they're actually really dangerous because they can't heat up properly," and that's true for carbon ceramic. And so I was talking to Cody about it, but apparently with the way that material is made, like the full true carbon rotors, it actually doesn't need that long to heat up, especially if you're using it at Pikes Peak. You don't have that long for it to.
There you go, RJ.
Yeah. Ugh, there it is. Again, the size of my face, if not bigger. But it was funny because the original TikTok video I made only got like 2,000 views. But then the answering the question, it's got like almost 90,000 views on TikTok, which is hilarious. So yeah, I definitely want to utilize that platform more. And I think after Cody has seen that, I think he's a believer.
He can do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. But it was cool. That was kind of funny.
Palmer asked a question. Yeah, Palmer, the Beastie's kind of been a work in progress since day one. It was, I don't want to say a joke, but we kind of had the old NBA wheels laying around. Like, wouldn't it be funny if we put it on set? We did. and then it morphed into, it's actually almost kind of fast. So then this year, like it's set up, we've got the engine will make 600 wheel right now. Sequential transmission's almost done. We need to put a clutch in the starter and it's ready to go. Then we got to wire it. So, but with everything going on this year with COVID and sponsors and stuff, we decided to, decided to pause it. So, yeah, that's what I was gonna touch on.
Well, someone else mentioned that too, because they were like, well, you wouldn't want it for street use. It's like, if you're spending that kind of money on brakes for street use, I think you've got other problems.
So RPS won't sell it for street use, period.
Okay.
Like if you're using it on the street, they won't sell it. So
I was about to say, the man himself's in the chat, so he would definitely know.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Steven was he wanted to do them on this, and RPS would no. Not for a street truck. So
Oh, I think Palmer was asking about the wet as well.
So if it's raining and the car's outside and it's cold and the first time you step on the brakes, they'll release vapor. But once you get them up to temp, which it happens quick, then they're fine. So you have to plan. I mean, it's a race car. So you just have to warm up your brakes. Your warm up lap, you're on the brakes half the lap, and then they come up to temp. So, but yeah, once it's wet, say you're driving through the rain, they're not going to take on water. They'll boil it right off. So they're fine. But they're fun. Yeah, I think this whole rotor is like 12 pounds. And then most of that weight is because the hat is so tall. It's a big hat. So, and this is for the Ultima above us.
I was about to say, if you guys can see at the bottom of the hat, it's got John's name on it.
John Finstrom.
But yeah, so I kind of want to mess with TikTok more. End of that rant. That's basically all I was going to say.
I just can't even open it. I just can't do it. So I'll let him do it and drive traffic.
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, if you guys see some more TikToks from me, it's just my name or like what you guys may see on Instagram, which is at Mitchell Piersanti. So basically going to try to keep that like automotive stuff only, or mostly like in shop stuff, unless we're out about doing something. But yeah, it's a cool little community. Hopefully that might be able to drive some traffic.
Yeah. So Nick asked about adding electric motors. Unless someone pays me a lot of money to do electric and provides the components, I won't. The exception is our hybrid system that we've designed, that we're still finishing and will be finishing for a long time. It's probably going to be at least midsummer before we have anything together. But if we did that, they would go on the front and the NVA would be all-wheel drive. I do want to test it. Say we get it working in BC, everything works well. I would build a new front chassis section for the NVA to swap out, because the chassis would have to be integrated with the electric motors at the front of it. I want to test it, depending on how it goes. The full battery pack is 350 pounds. The whole combined thing is 350 pounds. The battery pack itself is 120 of that. We might be able to drop the battery pack in half. So then it would be under 300 pounds for all-wheel drive and all that. So that's the hybrid thing is a definite maybe, but I want to do it someday. So, but yeah.
By the way, what's up, Nikhil? I saw that was him. So, what's up? What was it, Matt? Yeah, Matt's gonna get us taken care of.
Nice. Yeah.
So that'll be good. How much will the hybrid system cost? Ballpark. Will that kind of depend on the application that's going to, or do you think it'd be relatively the same?
It's going to be relatively the same, but I don't know what it's going to cost. Like the battery pack alone is almost 10 grand. So, and then what else is expensive? The gears. We have 4 sets of gears made for about 10 grand. So you're at, 5 grand. It's expensive. It's going to be every bit of 20 grand at least. So
I was about to say,
and we have to make money too. Otherwise, what's the point? So
wasn't there a group at SEMA, I think it was a couple of years ago. They
Type R.
yeah, okay.
So
okay.
that is, they have like a ring gear on the inside of the wheel.
Yeah, I thought it was really funky.
What happens when a rock goes in there?
Yeah, well, and I get it. I thought it was so crazy because of how much it was for the performance that you got for it.
Yeah.
It was like maybe like I want to say, if I remember correctly, 0.3 to like half a second quicker on like a 0 to 60.
It should have been a lot quicker. Yeah.
Well, for the money, I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Can the NV8 beat IDR given the IDR is all-wheel drive and electric?
Theoretically, yes, because the IDR did not get a full performance run. It lost one of the motors probably 3/4 of the way up. So as fast as it ran, it still left 15 to 20 seconds on the table at least. So,
That blows my mind. That's
but
crazy.
projections of where the NV8's at now, theoretically, yeah, it's possible.
I was about to say, what? I know it's hard for you to say this as a builder, and obviously this being like your baby, but what are you looking forward to the most with what's still left to be done as far as building or testing or anything like that?
A couple things. I'm most excited to do a first through sixth gear paddle shifted blast of a dyno at like 1,500 horsepower.
Oh, so it is, you're going to have it set up like for,
So taking a leaf out of the supercar system pamphlet, they have an electric solenoid that shifts at 100 milliseconds. Air shifters can shift faster, but they're heavy and they're really expensive. So these shift at 100 milliseconds, just a simple electric solenoid. So I'm gonna see if it'll, I know I can make it fit on the Albins. I just don't know if it has enough capacity to shift it. I'm assuming it does. But if not, I got to spend the money on the air shift stuff because we need it.
I see, I thought you were just going to have like a stick sequential.
We don't have room.
I was about to,
Because
that was
I mean, the
question.
chassis and the seat, I mean, yeah, we could, I guess, because we're not doing an H pattern. We're literally just going forward and backward.
Yeah, it'd be a type build.
So I guess depends on budget and depending on if the electric solenoid will work or not, we'll do a shifter. That's fairly easy. So let's see. Matt, no, I work with Cox Machine. I've been working with them for about 6 years now. So we kind of formed a partnership. They've helped us out on some NBA stuff. And I brought them a lot of work. So it's definitely I scratch, you scratch.
Yeah, Nate's a good guy.
Yeah. So good guy, good people. So Palmer, that's gearing. We'll smack we're gonna gear the first set of gears on the gearbox to 160 miles an hour. So it'll easily hit that, even at max aero, even at sea level.
What would that technically be as a ratio? Like, is there a gear ratio that you would like to?
They're on a spreadsheet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just say I copy and paste. Eric does some of that. The F1 guys do some of that, and I just forward it where I need to forward it. So, but there are drop gears that we can switch in the back that'll make me go. Yeah.
So it's something that I've been thinking about because, you know, the NBA is going to be taking up pretty much most of your time. I know you have a couple of other jobs lined up that you can't necessarily talk about.
Mhm.
Are you going to try personally to get out and drive?
I'm gonna have to in the NBA. So my, I guess, function as a driver in this year is to make sure the car is safe for myself. Well, I'll make sure it's safe. I'll take the risk. I build it, and it breaks in half, and kills me. I probably died with a smile. But let's hope we don't have to go there. So our testing program is going to be dependent on John Finstrom. He has a beautiful facility at M1 Concourse. You can look at the Ultima RS video, kind of get a view for it. So we're going to be going to John's place to do a lot of testing. Once I have the cartoon running well, whatever, we'll go down and we'll hang out with John for a few days in a row. I don't think I can drive on that, but I need to drive it somewhere before I toss him in the car. So I'll probably I'll talk to Gingerman. They've worked with us in the past, even if I just go by a track day. And then in the spring, they do the evening testing tunes. So those are probably a really good opportunity. Just
was about to say, I mean, I see old videos of you guys running with no arrow, and it's like wet and there's still snow on the ground.
Yeah, that was in January. So that was out. They let us go slide around.
Goodness gracious.
That was fun. But yeah, so I'll be driving a lot because I need to make sure it's safe. And then, after Pikes Peak, I want to do some events myself. So Grid Life, whatever you want to call it, Empire Hill Climb. I think it's safe to assume we'll have COVID under control.
Let's hope so.
And talking with the Albans guys, they say it's totally clear now. So
Over where they're at.
Yeah, they're all back to work. Everything's normal. So
there's a couple of things. Well, thanks, Matt. Really do appreciate it. Is this going to be a scheduled regular thing? We're going to try to, but again, if you missed it earlier, he's going to be in Florida all next week. We try to do these every Thursday. So
we could potentially bump it to Friday next week.
Yeah. Because you're going to be back. Matt says he'd love to ask the scariest limit testing you've done. Is that for the Envy or like maybe his old NSX? Because that thing was absolutely bonkers as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've never really been scared.
So you've never had a moment where you're like, oh, okay, this is a lot more than I thought.
Well, when I sent it off Pikes Peak, it's 60 miles an hour. That
would scare me too.
That was a navigator issue on that one. So also my issue because I didn't know the mountain, but I know it now.
Actually, that's a good question. I've kind of thought about that too. Like, have you ever had a car that you've been like, I don't know if I can like fully keep like?
Oh, well, I would say yes, the NV8, but the thing is, I haven't had the car sorted where it wasn't breaking every time I drove it. Grid Life, I think it was the first fall Grid Life. So Grid Life Fall Festival 2016. I was able to drive the car comfortably at 9/10. I think I got half a dozen laps at full chat, and then it broke. Then and an axle pull out. It didn't break; it just came apart. So that was pretty fun. That was just on old cruddy tires. So had I been on good tires, it would have been a lot more fun. So
that's funny because Matt added to that. He said like tie rod brakes or loose at all steering. So that kind of I guess goes with it a little bit.
Yeah, I've broken suspension. So the NVA makes so much. We knew it made a ton of downforce. I mean, tons of downforce, literally. But until you go out and test it, you don't know. But we broke. I had 2 push rods bend, like push rods that go up from. I don't move it, but they go from the rocker to the lower control arm. I bent 2 of those, so every time we bent it, we went bigger. And then I had what else happened? Oh, the old Gen 1 NV8. I had a rocker design that was not strong enough, and one of those ripped off. So 3 times I've had that thing on its belly at 120, 150 miles an hour. So
I mean, it probably wasn't as sketchy for you, but then also this goes to show you how great these RPS brakes are. It wasn't the first time you had them on Beastie. It stopped so well that it snapped control arms.
Yeah, it bent a control arm. When the bottom drags on the floor at 150 miles an hour, you have no brakes because you're no longer pressuring.
Yeah,
there's no more pressure on the wheels. You're just kind of along for the ride. So once I slowed down, it was able to pick up enough because the downforce lifted a little bit. So that was nice. But yep. Let's see. So I was in the car twice when the belly pan, when it went down, and then Paul was in it once at Pikes Peak. So yep. And yeah, Matt, that's why the newest design is ridiculous. And we designed it to take 10,000 pounds of input force. So, which collectively with 4 of them, that's 40,000 pounds. So that's a lot of pressure.
That's so crazy still. That's nuts.
But yeah, what other fun stuff? We picked up a couple more sponsors. We're waiting on Supercar System to update their website. When they do that, we will go. We have a press release ready to shoot out, and when that's done, we'll do that. So Matt says, show me. Trying to think how I don't want to mess up the camera.
I mean, we can turn it if there. I've got like 4 cords hooked up to it, like my mic jet or my mic input. Obviously, the mini HDMI to HDMI to the computer, and then it's charging right now as well, so I'm not using battery.
I'm going to turn it. I'm going to be careful.
Yeah, go for it.
It's not a thing.
Here, how about I get
I'll just do this. Right there.
So go ahead and talk your point or do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, so there's that. Got massive bearings in there. Some 40 millimeter hardened shaft that's got like 20 millimeter wall thickness, and it's huge. And then in here you got massive welded cups that are going to be reinforcing that stuff. These are NBA rockers. We use them on the reboot. So, and then this is obviously supposed to be a shock right there, but Steven hasn't decided what shocks he wants to run, so we just did dummy bars. And up more. There you go.
There we go.
So I don't think we're going to break those. At least I hope not.
I hope not either.
But that's why we test. This year we should be on track for the most testing we've ever done by a long shot. So being with John's connection and stuff, and John will be test driver basically. Him and I are same size. He's a lot lighter than me, but we fit in the same cockpit. So yeah, he's got the track record at M1, so he can drive. And
yeah, well, and he's you told me, can we talk about that? Can we say anything about that? What his venture is in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I did okay. He's going to campaign the IMSA series and one of the LMP cars 2022
That's crazy.
season. So they're gearing up for a whole year in advance. So that'd be fun. I don't know if it comes up again. I'll ask him, see if we can reveal what team and all that and his partners and stuff. But
That'd be cool.
he's got a good crew. I'll just say that. There's a couple of Mons winners on there. So
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Like I figured John was a good driver because if you were willing to, let him test, you definitely not, or you need someone that's going to give you good feedback and can obviously push it. But then when he told me that, I was like, oh, he's that kind of driver. Okay. Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, he's fun and he'll smile. So
Yeah, he's a good dude. Good guy.
what other fun things?
Besides dogs working in the background.
Yeah, that's great. I can't wait for the new shop.
Kind of go over some specs of, what's the difference going to be going from the shop that you're trying to build versus what you have now.
Okay. Well, I'll start. So I was in this shop from 2005 until 2012. Then I moved into a bigger shop in town. Collectively, that was 7,000 square feet. This shop is 880 square feet.
Yeah.
So, like 8 times the size, basically. 9 times, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I can go that big on the shop I'm going to build. Ideally, I want a 50 by 100, so 5,000 square feet. Don't know if I can go that big, so I might cut it in half, do 50 by 50, and then design it to where we can just knock out a wall easily enough to do another 50 by 50 once you have more budget. So trying to do this affordably. I don't want to go into massive debt. I already done that because the shop and Travers at least, collectively all in, probably spent 200 grand in a few years. That would have put up a heck of a nice shop.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you figured out what's necessary to you now,
Yeah.
especially moving forward, so you won't make those same mistakes again.
yep. And it wasn't really a mistake. It was just
Yeah.
just a weird time. And
Learning.
I wasn't making money. I was making more money in my small shop, which just means the overhead's too high. And I didn't have, I had periods of a good team and then I'd have turnover. It was hard to make it work. For one man show, 7,000 square feet is way too big when you have overhead.
Yeah.
If I own the thing and I just have electricity and heat, hey, that sounds like a party to me.
Yeah.
So that's the direction I'm trying to go.
Yeah, RJ, I'm with you. I'm 6'2" at like 250. So it's when I first sat in like the little what would it be called? The canopy?
Cockpit. I guess.
Cockpit. It was tiny. So yeah, they're definitely not built for, they're definitely not made for some big boys. So I'll be with you on the dieting.
Let's see, Matt with the dyno in the ground. Yeah, I'll do the dyno in the ground again. Someday I'll do an all-wheel drive. So kind of I actually due to the design of the cat.
Yeah.
So the dyno bay will be set up for all-wheel drive, even though I'm not going to have the money for that to start. So I'll drop this side in. I'll drop this dyno in. The lifts, they take up 14 by 20. So I'm going to try to, at the big shop, I had 4 lifts. That was nice. So I'll get back to that again. I just have 2 right now. So get at least a third one as soon as you get the shop up. I can afford it and go from there.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard too, because like you need the space, but having all of those lifts, I feel like it'll help you be a little bit more structural as well. So like you don't have to keep moving things in and out.
Yeah. Yeah. So with right here, I mean, I can only take on 1 car at a time, and yet I have like 6. So basically seem to alternate on what needs to be done, and then you have to alternate, customers' payments, what they can afford. Everyone's like, why don't you just do one build start to finish? Well, because the customer might not have $100,000 to just drop in it. That's what it would take. If I'm going to do one thing, I need to be paid.
Yeah.
Every other week on time, otherwise I got to do something else. So basically, I just kind of schedule it, jump around. My shop assist helps keep track of things.
Let's say, shoot, just for the repo build, that's, God, I don't even want to know how much that's going to be like in the long run.
That just depends. At some point he's going to take it somewhere to have some tin work done on the inside. So,
but I mean, yeah, for that exact reason, it's like how many people can have 100, 200, 300 plus $1,000 drop?
Right.
I mean, are there people out there? Absolutely, yeah. But that's definitely not everyone's case.
Yeah. So, and you're waiting on parts.
Yeah.
So a lot of these parts take 3 months to get. So you can't just have no income for 3 months. So
shoot, Steven's wheels took how long?
6.
Yeah.
At least.
So yeah, you're right. It's not as straightforward as people may think.
No, it's actually really hard. And then having additional help will really help too, because then just turnover. So, oh, Brad's here. Hi, Brad. Yeah, musical cars. Yeah, Brad's done a few of those in the day. He worked here for a year after he moved back here from the big shop, and I hired Brad in the big shop. I think he was there for a year, maybe 2. I don't remember. So, Matt. I don't like 4-post lifts. They don't really have a use for them, honestly. If I was doing trucks or something all day, it'd be fine. So, okay, so mats. So, yeah, sorry, I don't know if it's mats or mots, so correct me. I've always just said mats when I read it for the last, 5 years. So, okay, so the engine is a totally new design, ground up, fully billet. It's got expanded water jackets for extra cooling. So that's it's gonna be pretty sick. So it's there. It'll make over 3,000 horsepower. We're not gonna do that. We could see spurts up to 2,000, but because we're sizing for like 1,200. On Pikes Peak, we're not going to have enough turbo. I'm stuck either between a G42 1450 or I don't know if they have a G55 yet.
Still going back and forth on that, huh?
Or it's going to be a GTX 5530 something. So either one will fit. It won't be a problem because with what I'm doing in it. I did decide to do so it's going to be single turbo. It's going to mount behind the engine. I'm still pulling up CAD files. I've got CAD files from Garrett, I got CAD files from Supercar Systems, so I'll drop that in there.
Yes, Matt, it is a 427. I don't know if you said it then.
Oh, yeah, it is 427, so it's 7 liter. It's a big boy. So, the thing will probably make 800 horsepower at high compression. We plan on doing 85 or E98 or whatever we can get.
Didn't you say the compression was like 11-1?
I don't know if we're gonna go that high.
I was gonna say that seemed high.
So 10-1 would be plenty.
Yeah.
I think we did 10-1 on the last bike engine. That was with race gas. So
I'm excited. I mean, I always hear. I mean, like I just would always hear him, using J series stuff.
oh, Initia's calling.
Oh.
Keep talking.
Okay. And
Hey, what's going on?
they sound super cool, but I'm
I'm
excited
on a
to.
YouTube
I'm excited to hear some twin turbo 427 chop
Yeah,
coming down the block.
yeah,
So
you're not on
I'm
speaker,
excited
so
for
that's
that. So it'll be pretty
So-
sweet. Definitely gonna have to wear ear protection every time he does some dyno.
Oh,
work
nice.
here.
I mean, if you want, we can just.
Yeah, we'll see how that
announce it.
goes.
Give you the Zoom meeting. No. I give you a call back when we get done.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I
sounds
was
good.
thinking too, Matt. I was like,
Alright, cool.
I thought you mentioned 11-1 before, but yeah, I think 10-1 would be way better. Because you said it's still gonna rev to like what, 8 something?
No, we might hit 8. It just depends on what the torque curve is. So, which we'll know. Steve Morris will be doing all the engine dyno and braking and all that stuff. So I'll get a tuned and ready to drop in engine, so I can just hook up the transmission, get the transmission working, and have fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, Matt. I've been thinking about that. It's gonna be pretty nasty.
Mats, why single? Actually, a lot less tubing. The turbo is going to be right above the transmission, right behind the engine. So you're going to have some headers. You're going to have about 6 inches of collector off each header, right into the turbine housing. And there's going to be about 3 feet of exhaust, which I'll do out of titanium. The intercooler system, which is water to air, Supercar Systems makes a sweet integrated water to intercooler for, I think it's rated for 2,500 horsepower. Goes right inside the intake manifold. So you're going to have literally 6 inches of tubing or less between the turbo and the intake manifold. So there's no tubing. I mean, literally, I think we're going to have, we could do just big enough to get a blow off valve on there. And then, so that's going to be the lightest that we can do. And then let's see what else. And so twin turbo, you've got 2 turbos. They're 35 pounds a piece.
No.
All the plumbing, you got 6-7 feet of plumbing for each turbo to go up to a water to air. Sorry, to go up to the air to air coolers. Or because we're twins, you got to put them way out to the side. You still have to come back up to the engine, so you have 4 or 5 feet behind each side. So I think it's going to be quite a bit lighter to do single. And a single turbo will hit our power goals. If we're going for 3,000 horsepower, we'd have to do twin. But we can do.
Well, I remember a lot of people were saying, like, isn't it going to be laggy? Isn't it going to be laggy because it's big, or a big single turbo? And that's what, you and I have talked about this. And I know he's mentioned it in live before, but if you haven't heard him talk about it.
It should be more responsive as a single than a twin. So I'm not too concerned with water to air. I've always, 2012 I ran it, 2013 I ran it. All the NSX kits I use run them. They do fine. And you have the added benefit, if you want to get silly, you can dump ice in the thing. So, if it's 90 degrees on the start line, dump a couple bags of ice in the water to air. There you go. Yeah, you can have a little bit extra weight, but if you're making another 300 horsepower, it's going to overcome it. So, but now water to air is more problematic. You can have a pump that quits.
Yeah.
You can forget to fill the intercooler with water, like I did on Beastie last year. So there's that, but just comes down to fail safe to make sure you do your homework.
That I think is going to be a big name to the game this time around for you. You're going to have so many more things in place for, making sure everything is as efficient as possible.
Yep.
Which will hopefully give you the success that you're looking for.
Yep. Exactly. So it's a proven design when all it works. So last year we didn't figure the car out until the Friday before race day. Sorry, not last year, the last time I went to Pikes Peak. So it was all week chasing our tails. We kept finding stuff. And then we fixed it. And then Paul raced, and that was it. Then, yeah, so we've got all the settings. Suspension layout's the same. So we'll start with that. Because we have an engine partner, we're going to have a solid engine. Gearbox, same thing.
Yeah.
So
It's just going to come down to your mad scientist tunings.
yeah, even that's fairly easy.
Yeah.
Tuning is the fun part. Just making it all work, and then testing. So that's the big thing we didn't have in the past. So was the testing, because we had to rent Gingerman for a full day, and that's not cheap. With M1, with John's connections, I mean, we actually have a potential to wear parts out before Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, with the opportunity to run an M1 all that time, that'll be, be super huge. Oh, what's up, Steven?
yeah, we could do some kind of AC system. I don't know if we were gonna have room on the engine though, because tiny little chassis, and we have dry sump and stuff on there too. So like for an AC pump.
So it's funny that you mentioned that too, because I've only seen the mock-ups and images, and then just kind of getting an idea of how it was when it was in your front yard. I'm curious to see how big it is in person once it's fully built, because I bet you it's probably smaller than I think.
The car itself's huge.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's all carbon.
Yeah.
So you take all the carbon off, it's a go-kart with a turbo V8.
Because see, when I was like looking at how you had the wheel set up, because you said that was pretty close to your wheelbase,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty close.
That seems smaller to me than I was thinking.
So it's I'm trying to think. It's a smaller wheelbase than a Honda Civic.
And I think it's like 100. That's like 118 inches.
No. Civic is 103,
Oh, is it?
and then the NBA is 100 on the dot.
Okay.
So yeah. But let's see. I thought it was generally considered to be less efficient and heavier for most cars. Yeah. In general, you're right, Matt. The F1 guys agree, but with the packaging we have, and it just makes sense. We're going to try it. If for some reason we're not happy with it, we can switch out. Even then, I would still run a single, because then you only have one intercooler to worry about, a lot less weight, only one charge piping path. So that's,
Yeah, Matt. I knew it was a wide boy. I just didn't know how actually long it was.
Oh, the Repu is way wider. The Repu is like 86 inches wide.
Yeah, I remember we filmed that. You're like, holy moly, this is a lot wider than
And
I
then
thought.
Beastie, I think, is 84 and a half.
With fenders or without?
Wheels are still wide. So
Yeah. Okay.
So, and then NV8, I think, is 81 in the front and 80 in the back. So let's see. Oh, blown diffuser mats. No, we're not doing a blown diffuser. Well, kind of. It's gonna be like F1. Literally, it's the exhaust is gonna exit between the wing mounts. So right above the diffuser or right under the wing. That's where the exhaust is gonna exit. So
It's interesting to see the similarities.
once
Like-
you get it, yeah.
Yeah, like that one, like what you've been able to show me, and then like talking about like what Sebastian's done to it and kind of his like outlook for it. Yeah, it's really interesting to see that.
Yeah. So, so I've got Evan helping me because of the autoclave and everything. Evan is helping me redesign all the wing molds for the NBA package. He's taking the parts and he's going to convert them to molds for me. And then I can get those cut out of foam. Well, not molds, plugs. Then I can get those cut out of foam and then pull molds. So that's what the Evo design. It's new end plates, new front stuff. So yeah, I'll show some pictures of that. Might be on the next live. He said he's gonna have it done this week, but I'm not in a huge rush for him. So, but then I got to get a quote and see how much it's gonna cost coming out of the foam. We do have a budget, but it's not that big. So
Still waiting on a few things.
Mike is all about his sequential setup. Let's see. Eric wrote. What did Eric write? Eric thought about calling in, but I don't know if he has any.
So Matt, I don't know if you knew this or if I think you mentioned it once, but it was super brief. he was asking what engine would you, or what motor would you use and why would it be an LS? Jokes. But he was originally thinking about doing a J series.
Yeah, just because I've run a Honda V6 up there successfully, I would do it again. The F1 guys like it because they're lightweight, relatively lightweight, and a standard LS is only another, it's like 60 pounds more, 70 pounds more.
Yeah.
But way more power potential. So.
Yeah, so he's not married to it, but it's a super efficient system for what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And the opportunity definitely was presented to you to have a good time.
Yeah, this is the best of all worlds. I'm super pumped about this. So it was, he tried responding to Eric, he's messaging me. Ran out of cell.
Yeah, so hopefully within the next couple of weeks we can try to get Paul again, and with Matt's help we can have this set up a little bit more efficiently. So yeah, when he's also not driving out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we might be able to retrofit the office for kind of a podcast thing too. Actually,
we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, that might be fun. But, let's see.
Other than that, I mean, been going for about an hour.
I think the LT engines are huge, Matt. I'm not sure it'll fit.
The LT's aluminum.
Yeah, they're aluminum. Let's see this block that's in marketplace. Matt, see, this is a fully. Are you talking J or LS or LT? I'm lost in the conversation. I think the new LTs are a lot larger than the LS. They may fit. A big block will fit with some mods. So
I think the LTs that they use like in the Z06s are only 6.2s.
Yeah, but I mean physically.
Like physically.
Yep. Physically a little larger. So
yeah, RJ, you say the Nissan 4-banger. I am a nut about the GT. So I think the 3.8 platform would be super cool too. And that can obviously handle a lot.
Yeah, there's some talks with RJ in the RPS camp about that a couple of years ago. That wasn't off the table.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be super
if we could have found an engine part, we would have used that, but it didn't get what we wanted.
Yeah, because those, I mean, they stroke those things up to like 4.1, don't they? I think. Yeah, from a 3.8 to a 4.1.
The old Dacia that they ran in 2012, that was a Nissan engine. That thing was a rocket. So I don't know exactly what's different, but I know for the Ultima RS mats, they had to change the chassis and the firewall and stuff to fit the Ultimas. So okay, so the J series, yeah, you'd have to sleeve to do really big power. You could do we were going to work with CSS, Cylinder Support Systems.
They're the ones out in Jersey?
Yeah, somewhere out there, somewhere around New Hampshire. So anyway, we had a deal struck, and we were kind of just waiting to see what was happening. They kind of do kind of a CNC drop-in block guard, and then they remachine stuff, or you can sleeve it. But yeah, it's having the full CNC block is the way to go.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about that. So
I didn't know the GTR would be heavier than the LS. I didn't think that would be the case.
Oh yeah, that's why the LS is great. That's why everybody uses them.
Yeah,
they make a whole ton of power, and they're the weight of most V6s with overhead cams and stuff. So
did not know that.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet. RJ, you don't want to know what this stage 5 supercar system costs. So part of our contract is we've been in discussions with another potential sponsor for years, and we have contacts there. There's a contingency plan where if they do cut a check, then we have to work with Supercar Systems to basically buy back the sponsorship, which includes buying the engines. So the only way that's going to happen is if big budgets happen, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's when he first told me. I mean, like again, I don't know a whole lot I know a decent amount, but when he threw that number out, I was like, okay, that's an expensive engine.
Yeah, they're the cost of a house, at least in Michigan.
Yeah.
The average house in Michigan. So
But hey, if they work
Yep.
and they do what they're supposed to do, I see why people will pay every cent.
exactly. No, that's exactly it. So, but what else we got? It's been an hour.
Yeah.
Let's give a few more minutes for your questions to roll in, and we'll reconvene either next week or be after Christmas. Isn't Christmas on a Thursday?
Is it?
I'm gonna check. If that's the case, we'll do the day after, maybe. Holidays are messy.
Yeah.
So, no matter how you slice it. Okay, so Christmas Eve is a Thursday. So if we don't come in next week, we'll plan on the 24th.
Do you want to try to do Friday? I don't want to put that pressure on you because you're just going to be getting back from vacation.
Yeah, and there's probably not gonna be a lot of updates.
So keep me posted.
Got a guy close to you. It's nice. Matt, I think you can do well. The VW budget, there's a $40 million program. So
It's the same thing when I think of like the 919, that hybrid Evo.
Yeah.
I wonder how much that project was.
well, I mean, the base cars are $22 million.
Are they really?
And then plus whatever. They probably budget built the rest of it, I think, at $1 million to make it, maybe 2 million, maybe 3, just to go. So, and yeah, Matt's just commented on that. And that's, yeah, Volkswagen did not go to Spa for a reason. That Toyota was fast. Yep. So.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe I'm just optimistic that we can build something ridiculously fast for a lot less than $40 million. But
You gotta like, I'm the same way you are though. Like I'm such a delusional optimist, is the term that a lot of people throw around. I feel like you kind of almost have to be, because if you don't, then how are you going to try to do the ridiculous stuff?
yeah, then don't. Just go work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, basically,
That's not what we're trying to do.
no.
I know this has been, you've been trying to, have this dream come to life for years.
Oh, literally, yeah. It's been, I mean,
Years.
it kind of ties to the next question. Where did you come up with the original design? What was the inspiration? Sebastian designed the original, or the arrow, the package, the looks of the car, Sebastian Lamore. The windscreen design, laugh. I was inspired by the Pacific Rim, Gypsy Danger.
Really? That's funny.
So the Gypsy Danger is like face mask. If you look, you can kind of see design cues from that. That was pretty much what I told Seth had to happen. So one of these days, I want to do like a reflective, like gold reflective covering of the windshield. But I haven't found any yet that isn't usable or whatever. It's like some kind of tint that.
Yeah, because it's like how Lexus, Lexus did that in the early '90s or late '90s with like all of their cars. It was like a I want to say like a silver tint that they used.
Yep.
And I don't think you can use it anymore. That's why the older cars had it.
Basically like ski goggles to get the gold reflective or whatever. So one of these days we'll do that. But otherwise, I mean, it's just Seb just designed it based off of our rules. So he did it maximum downforce and tried to keep drag down. It's easy to make downforce, but it's a lot harder to make drag free downforce. So I don't remember the exact numbers, but the car was pretty efficient actually, given the amount of downforce it makes. So,
and I think I was asking you about that too, because I think you said you're like it's as much, if not more, than an F1 car, and I was like, first off, that's nuts, and second off, you're like, yeah, that's what happens when you don't have rules.
Yep.
There's no limits. You can do whatever the heck you want.
Yep.
Still an amazing feat for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Steven. So that's kind of what I designed the whole nose to look like. What do they call it? A Jaeger? I forgot how to pronounce it. So, but so let's see. Yeah, going to Florida next week. I'll get back. Repo time. We'll have a repo update. Get that oil pan stuff done.
Sounds good.
Steven's got a really nice oil sump, oil tank. We're gonna get those mounted, do some nice videos. So, That's they have to, because push rods, they see the most stress of anything on the car. Push rods and rockers. We learned that. So we did math, tons of math, and it still failed. So basically, I think we're using 1.5 inch push rods on this thing, 1.5 inch by 0.95. They're huge, and then we're going to just do carbon fairings. We're just going to bond to it for the teardrop. So Steven is not done yet. I've got the FIA bars left and the passenger side X. So tomorrow I'll have it done. I got to be here like 4 in, and I'm working till like 10 tonight.
So I'll figure out a way. I'll make a TikTok of it because I kind of wanted to anyway.
So then I guess I'm taking the S2000 down to the customer on the way to Florida. So I got to get that done by tomorrow night and load it on the trailer. And the joys of life.
Yeah.
And if we don't get it done, if I'm rushing something, I'm not gonna push it. So he would rather wait another week. He's in zero rush. I want it out of here so I can work on Steven's refill. So,
well, and also it helps when there is no rush because it's cold and there's no racing. It's not like he's taking it.
So, but yeah, so then after that, I got to get the autoclave moving because that job is going to start kicking off in January at some point.
How's the machine going?
Waiting on final data, Micah. Yeah, I called Micah out.
Oh, he's okay. I was like, what?
I can call that out. We just can't say who, what, where. Yeah.
That's funny.
So Micah, we had to make some changes to make the molding of what we're doing easier.
Mhm.
And then we had to make I'm trying to think what else. Yeah. We had to make one final change. I think they'll have it done soon. So once we have that, then Nathan's gonna tops. They're gonna go through and do crazy things.
I'm excited to see that come to life.
I guess one of the molds is gonna weigh 420 pounds.
Oh,
It's a four-part mold system that we're doing with this CNC aluminum for carbon fiber things. And one of them is going to be 420 pounds. So,
geez.
yeah, that'll be. So I was like, oh, we can have, anybody can do it,
Nope.
office girl or something. No. So then now I have to keep that in mind when I do the autoclave, because now I have to have a rack system that we can pull out, cherry picker the stuff on,
Yeah.
and then roll back in. So
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
You're a creative, man. I'll figure
Mhm.
it out.
So
Cool.
all right, that's it for this one. We'll keep working on our little procedures and try to get this working for the next one.
Again, hopefully I can get some help, and it seems like Matt's super eager. So hopefully we can get OBS running, which will help us do a lot of the stuff that we want to do.
Mhm.
So
Sweet.
sorry guys, we couldn't have Paul, but yeah,
Well, he was here for a second.
he was here for a second.
So when we load this, we'll have to go back and watch and see what we saw.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw him or not, but we'll
Yeah.
find out.
Find out. So other than that, we'll see you guys later, and we'll keep you updated.